impressive back-to-back victories against the Nets and Clippers at Target Center. So have the Wolves turned the corner? Well, it certainly appears their offense has, averaging 109 points over their last 6 games. And so tonight, the Timberwolves go after their first 3-game winning streak since March of '93 against the Killer Bees, Larry Johnson and the Charlotte Hornets. Tonight, live from Charlotte Coliseum, the Timberwolves face Larry Johnson and the Hornets. Hello again, everyone. I'm Tom Hanneman. Well, tonight the Wolves have tracked their way out of Frostbite Falls, Minnesota, here to the Hive in Charlotte. And they do so riding a mountain of momentum after back-to-back wins at home. In fact, the Wolves have won 3 straight at Target Center, including last night's 112-94 victory over the Clippers. All 5 starters hit double digits, and the Wolves' key 3, Leitner, Ryder, and Gugliotta, combined for 72 points. Wolves will need some explosive offense tonight against a revamped Hornets roster that has lost its morning glory. No Zoe here at the Hive. For more on this game, we head over to our men at the mic, Chad Hartman and Trent Tucker.
All right, Hanny, first of all, we'd love to tell everybody it was, what, 75 degrees. We were outside. Well, it was 40. No sympathy at home with the temperatures back there. It's been fun at the Target Center the last couple nights. Efficiency, the word Kevin McHale is using an awful lot. Leitner and Ryder, very efficient of late.
Ever since Christian Leitner has come back to the Timberwolves, he's played very well. And now you add J.R. Ryder, who's coming back and playing very good basketball also. This makes for a more potent offensive basketball team. Sam Mitchell has been a mainstay also in this run.
Yeah, they're scoring a lot of points. Minnesota, the last 6 games, over 100 points. Blair knows Leitner and Ryder are a large part of it.
Well, it's playing a lot better. And we've had an opportunity, to play some people together. Christian and JR, it's the first time we've really played them, together as much as we want to. And we're getting a rotation off the bench now that I like. Doug West and Sean Rooks. People like that starting to come in. Kevin Garnett and Jerome Allen at backup point guard. So we've got some things established that we didn't have the first few games because of injuries and other problems.
4 games so far complete in December, Trent. 2-2 is the record, and you look ahead, some opportunities for more wins.
If you look at this schedule, Atlanta is at 500. Orlando is the only other team above 500. The Timberwolves can make some ground here with this schedule coming up for them.
Huge trade here in Charlotte. Alonzo now with Miami. Geiger's here. Reeves is here. So is Glenn Rice. He certainly is the centerpiece of this trade. How does he fit in with Larry Johnson and company?
He seems to have fit in very well with the Charlotte Hornets. Glenn Rice is averaging 22.8 points a game. He gives them a great outside presence. He gives them somebody who can go in the low hole and post up. He's been a big plus for the Charlotte Hornets team.
Wolves look for win number 6 tonight. Back to Tom Hanneman.
All right, Chad. The question is, if the Wolves turn the corner here in December, well, tonight's game at the Hive should offer another clue. Charlotte Coliseum, one of 4 NBA arenas where the Wolves have never achieved a win, but it could happen here tonight. The Wolves and Hornets are coming up next.
Check this out.
NBA Inside Stuff is jam-packed with stories, highlights, and special offers you just can't find anywhere.
You're looking.
Terry Porter and Kendall Gill, Trent. Kendall's back here for the 2nd time. The first time when he left, it was rather ugly. I think everybody was surprised when Kendall came back here. Not a normal point guard. How's he made the transition?
I was talking to Johnny Bach, the assistant coach for the Charlotte Hornets, and he said Kendall Gill is doing a fine job at the point guard position, but they do miss Muggsy Bogues. Their turnovers are up. They're not creating as many assists with Muggsy Bogues been out of the lineup.
Yeah, and Muggsy won't be back until maybe the 1st of January. Now the off guards, and JR certainly played well in the second half last night, all-around play. And Scott Burrell, what a comeback. He tore his Achilles tendon on his right foot end of March last year. Some people thought he'd be out until maybe a year later. He's back, and he'll start his 10th game of the year this evening.
his game is starting to come into shape over the last 4 ball games. He's averaging about 13 points a game. We all know J.R. Rider is on a roll.
Then you look at the small forward matchup, and Sam Mitchell, I think he defines efficiency in what Kevin McHale's talking about. You see it there, and also in double figures, 7 of the last 8 games. Then Rice last night, he scored the 31 in the loss to Orlando.
Sam Mitchell knows he has to pay close attention to Glenn Rice. He can't let Glenn Rice run around and get open 3-point shots, because once Rice gets on a roll, we all know he can put up big numbers.
Well, a couple of years ago, Larry Johnson was troubled by the bad back, and some people thought his superstar days were over. Well, those numbers show you he's back, and Tom Gugliotta, Minnesota's best rebounder all season long.
Tom Gugliotta has his hands full with Larry Johnson. With no Alonzo Mourning to contend with in the low hole, now Larry Johnson has more room to operate in the low hole. He's been very effective down there.
Christian Laettner continuing to play well, and a fabulous story. George Zidek from Czechoslovakia, a part of the UCLA championship last year, and he's surprised people. He's played solid basketball so far.
He's no Alonzo Mourning, but he gives them a presence in the middle. Laettner has been playing great basketball, probably the best basketball of his career.
Now a quick look at tonight's keys of the game, brought to you by your local Heartland Chevrolet Geo dealers. Maintain the momentum. They've won their last 2, looking for 3 straight. And also, Trent, keep this building quiet. They're going to sell out another game tonight, so keep the building quiet. And third of all, keep the tempo down a little bit. How should they do that against Charlotte?
Well, they have to come out and play very good defense from the start, run their offense the way they want to run it. Make sure, as you said, keep the crowd out of the game, because this crowd in this building is the 6th man for the Charlotte Hornets, and Charlotte loves to run more at home. The Timberwolves must control the tempo of this ball game.
The Wolves' numbers very good of late. The offense outstanding. 6 straight games over 100 points. They'll need to keep that up this evening. A reminder tonight, we're with you both on the television side and the radio side. So we'll be with you both ways all throughout the contest. As Tom Hanneman said earlier in our broadcast, Minnesota tonight looking to win in this building for the first time ever. And then the same time, when they go to Atlanta, Trent, they'll look to win in the Omni for the first time. And good opportunities at both places. 2 teams in transition. Charlotte, of course, recovering. I think maybe it's the best word from the Alonzo Mourning trade. And Atlanta still trying to feel their way under Lenny Wilkins. They've made some trades the last couple of years. At some point, you would think, you know, Atlanta's going to be a pretty good team, but they're not quite there yet.
If the Timberwolves just come in and play the basketball that they have played the last 2 ball games, they have an excellent chance of winning this ball game here tonight in Charlotte.
You look back on the history between Minnesota and Charlotte, and it's dominated by the home teams. Minnesota 0 for 7, as I mentioned before, in this building. But then you think back to the Target Center, and they've had success 5 of the 7 games. Any particular reason why in this matchup it's been so important to have the home court advantage?
Well, Charlotte plays very well at home. I think a key for the Timberwolves tonight is to keep Charlotte away from the century mark, and that's 100 points. When they score 100 points, their record is pretty good.
Well, we're having some problems with the lights right now, and it would be an interesting game if they started it right now. I'm not sure which team would have the advantage playing in the very dim lights. This is one of the few buildings in the NBA where they still allow them to dim all the lights. And the idea is, if you can get your lights back up, Trent, you can dim your lights. They've decided there are very few buildings, and they said Charlotte was one. I think this might be the last night they dim the lights here at the Coliseum.
That could very well be so, Chad.
Yeah, Bill Blair is looking down at Alan Bristow. You know, the Hornets defensively, they're not the same team this year, and clearly the #1 reason why is the loss, the absence of Alonzo Mourning. Maybe this was part of their strategy. They came out here early, they practiced in the dark, and they didn't think Minnesota could match up in the dim lights.
Well, when you're at home, you need all the advantages that you can have.
Look at the numbers when when people open up the paper and when they think about Charlotte. Last year they thought defense. Alonzo brought this team field goal percentage. The opponent's field goal percentage last year, 6th best. That's what they limited to them. This year, Charlotte's opponents 49.5%. That's the best percentage in the league for the opponents. So they go from 6th to 29th. So Minnesota should have success offensively tonight against the Hornets.
They should attack the basket every chance they get because the Hornets don't have a shot blocker. They have no one back there who can contest shots, and the Timberwolves should not be afraid to attack the goal and attack it like they've been attacking it in the last 2 ball games. They can have some success there.
Yeah, the lights are starting to come back, so we're just a couple minutes away from starting this game. Wolves players Christian Laettner, Terry Porter, and J.R. Rider are over by the bench. Tom Gugliotta and Sam Mitchell are talking to one of our officials tonight. We should mention our 3 officials this evening. This will be the last game the Wolves work with the replacement crew. It's Jason Phillips, John Folov, and our final official tonight is Troy Stevenson. What are your thoughts on the officials the last couple nights for Minnesota, going back to the New Jersey game and the game last night, since they've gone to 3 officials? How much has that improved from the 2 earlier in the season?
Well, I think these guys, under the circumstances that they had to come in and work under, they've done a pretty good job. They had to learn about the NBA rules, something they're not used to, and it's been tough for them. You know, the players are all over them. The fans are all over them. The coaches are all over them. So I think under the advanced circumstances they have been put into, I think they've done a pretty good job.
It's funny listening to players from Minnesota and the opposition. Everybody's been saying, I can't wait until the regular officials come back. I'm going to welcome them with open arms. I'm never going to criticize a call. Do you think that's really going to last, or do you think middle of the first quarter, Atlanta, Minnesota, and there'll be somebody teed up and somebody will make a comment, where are those replacement officials when we need them?
Sure, because if you look at the regular guys a year ago, players were still complaining that, hey, we need some better officials. And I think officials should spend more time in school and working on the game, because the game is changing. The players are much stronger and much faster. And sometimes the officials can't keep up with them. So things happen on the court they can't see. Sometimes they're out of position. You got new guys that's coming in to be regular officials. They don't understand the pace of the game, and sometimes you can get a poor officiated game that way.
Well, let's try to find out the latest on the lights and how long it's going to take. Let's check over with Tom Hanneman.
Well, Chad, the Timberwolves I-team has checked, and yes, indeed, we have found that the Hornets have not paid their electrical bill. Now, the problem is here, normally lights come up instantaneously in this building. They're having a problem tonight, apparently after the last Hornets game when they shot the lights out. Back to you.
Oh, Hanny, we knew that was coming, didn't we?
I like that one, though.
Well, we now are hearing that this could be 10 to 15 minutes until the lights come up at the normal level. So, Trent, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go grab Tom. We're going to go upstairs, and we're going to go get a beverage, a hot dog. We're going to leave you on the television and radio side. So, would you like something?
I'm ready.
You're all by yourself.
All by myself.
Television and radio.
Television and radio. But just make sure you get back before it starts.
Well, you know what they're going to do? They're going to start the game under the dim lights, and we are all for that, because Trent was going to review his early childhood days, and it's a very ugly story.
Not that.
All right, we are ready to go here after a moment. Well, no, it wasn't a momentary delay. We're going to start this game about 6-7 minutes late. It will be Christian Laettner against Glenn Rice on the tap. So how about this? This is not exactly Alonzo Mourning jumping with the opposition center. And Laettner wins the tap. We're ready to go. Minnesota going from our right to left. All on the perimeter so far. J.R. Rider against Scott Burrell. Rider, baseline drive, reverse layup is made, and a foul is coming. And J.R. Rider picking up just where he left off second half last night.
Just what we talked about, Chad, taking the ball strong to the basket, having no fear of no one blocking your shot inside. That's exactly what J.R. Rider just did, taking the ball strong to the basket.
Simply put, that play would not have happened when Alonzo Mourning was here.
Well, he would definitely have thought about it, because he knows that Alonzo Mourning would have been lurking on the weak side somewhere.
Free throw is made by J.R., Minnesota's leading scorer. Rider comes into tonight's contest averaging 19.6. Hornets, their first possession. George Sedic inside, guarded by Gugliotta. The hook by Big George, and he makes it.
A little a la Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
A little.
A little,
Yeah.
not much.
A very little. Gugliotta will guard Zedek. Leitner will stand. Johnson, Christian, front court. Puts up a shot. Back rim, no good. LJ, first rebound of the night. Kendall Gill, open floor. Glenn Rice, first three. Little bit long. Tracks it down in the corner. Saves it inbounds to Zedek. And the Hornets have a fresh 24. Kendall Gill now left open, left corner. That rattles out. Rebound to Mitchell. Sam to Porter. 3-on-2 Minnesota. Christian Leitner cleans it up. And Minnesota extends the lead back to 3 points. 5-2 just underway at the Charlotte Coliseum. Radio and television side. Chad Hartman, Trent Tucker, and Tom Hanneman. Now Glenn Rice on a drive from the right wing. And a reach-in foul is called on Sam Mitchell.
That's one thing Glenn Rice has added to his game, the ability now to put the ball on the floor and drive to the basket. He's not just a standstill shooter anymore.
Hornets 8-11. The Wolves 5-11. Isolation for Scott Burrell against J.R. Ryder. An illegal defense whistled against Terry Porter. They said Terry took a half step below the free throw line. Number one on the Wolves. If it's called the second time, the Hornets will get a free throw. Inbounds Rice to Gill. Kendall lob it inside to Burrell. In deep, over Ryder on the lob, and the layup is made, and it's a 1-point Minnesota lead.
Nice pass by Kendall Gill. J.R. Ryder shouldn't front Scott Burrell in the low hole because that gives Burrell the advantage.
J.R. Ryder rises up from 20 off the pass from Leitner. The shot is short. And the man out of UCLA, George Zedek, with the rebound. Their surprise number one pick, and it's worked out well so far. Johnson and Rice, two-man game against Mitchell and Leitner. Glenn down the baseline at Gugliotta, misses the dunk. Googs is whistled for the foul. And you mentioned it the last time. A couple of years ago, Glenn Rice most likely would have settled for the outside shot. This time goes strong, and Gugliotta has his first foul.
He's really worked on his game over the last couple of years of putting the ball on the floor and taking it to the basket. And he knew that if he can improve that area of his game, then his game would open up that much more.
13th in the league in scoring is Glenn Rice. His career average is 19.3, and this year, Tuck, he's just a shade below 23.
Now, he's the second best shooter out of Flint, Michigan.
I can't imagine who the first one is.
I can't either.
I believe he's on my right. Did you point that out to him when I saw you talking to him before the game?
Yes, I did. I let him know that.
And I don't think that's the first time you've told him that.
He's still number 2.
6-5, the Hornets lead after Glenn Rice made both free throws. 2 minutes into this contest. Porter bounce pass inside Gugliotta, guarded by Johnson. Inside, putting up strong. Tom Gugliotta makes the layup. And Minnesota takes the lead right back, 7-6. Minnesota 3 of 5. The Hornets 2 of 4 from the field.
Very good start by both teams on the offensive end.
Glenn Rice curls off a screen. The leaner over Leitner, just a little bit long. Rebound went to Minnesota, and then over the back, a foul whistled on the Hornets. Couple players in position for the foul, and it's on George Zedek. Second team foul, and also the second foul on Zedek. And Alan Bristow has some depth at the center position, and so far, it looks like he's going to keep George out there on the floor. Of course, he has Robert Parrish, the 42-year-old, and Matt Geiger backing up Zedek. Isolation for Gugliotta against Larry Johnson. Spins back to the middle. Jump hook is good, and the offense is sharp once again.
The Timberwolves must continue to attack the goal, knowing no one is there to bother them. It's good, smart basketball by the Timberwolves.
Rice left wing, inside to Johnson, guarded by Christian. Spins back to the baseline, back to the middle, spinning, spectacular move, and he makes the shot. Vintage play by LJ.
That was an all-star move by Larry Johnson, knowing that now he has room to operate in the low hole.
Boy, he spun back a couple times, and Leitner just had no chance. Sam Mitchell to drive, and it's blocked from behind by Kendall Gill. Wolves lead by 1. Hornets fast break. Kendall Gill jumps it off to Burrell. The dunk is good, and now here come the Wolves. Charlotte leads by 1. Sam Mitchell drives from the right side. He's fouled on the play, and it all started after the Burrell dunk on the long baseball-style pass from Terry Porter.
It was good defense by Kendall Gill. He leads the Charlotte Hornet teams in steals. He pushed the ball very well, and we talked about the Hornets love to run it home, but the Timberwolves retaliated very well. Terry Porter taking the ball out and hitting Sam Mitchell on a fly pattern, who took the ball strong to the basket.
And the Carolina Panthers are at home tomorrow. Well, at home, Clemson. about 2 hours from here, and they hope their young quarterback from Penn State, Kerry Collins, is as accurate on tomorrow as Terry Porter was on that last play.
If he's that good, they might have a slim chance tomorrow.
Well, they beat him the first time.
Well, the 49ers was kind of shaky.
Yeah, they were a little different
shaky
team
back
now.
there. Yeah.
Sam made 1 of 2, so it's tied at 10, 3.5 minutes in. Glenn Rice gets a Zedek screen out, a switch. Gugliotta's on him, and Rice comes back over to Mitchell. Sam couldn't get there in time. Rice missed the shot, but when there was so much switching by Minnesota, Zedek had the easy offensive rebound and cleanup.
If you're going to play good defense, you must remember to get the rebound, and you have to do the small things like block out and keep guys off the offensive boards.
Christian baseline drive, off-balance shot is short. Burrell the rebound, outlet. And right now Charlotte has a 4-on-2. Lob to George behind Terry Porter. Porter cleanly knocks it away. The loose ball goes right to Rice, and he makes the leaner. And now Minnesota just turned it over. Terry Porter's inbounds pass right to Burrell. The open man is Glenn Rice. A 3, short, rebound Porter.
The Timberwolves are very lucky that time.
Yeah, Glenn Rice was absolutely wide open in the corner. 14-10. Ryder the snap pass inside to Gugliotta. Back to Mitchell. And when Googs passed the ball, 3 seconds whistled against the Wolves.
One pass too many. Gugliotta got the defensive players off their feet. That's when you're supposed to take the shot. Once the guy leaves his feet, jump into him. Maybe you can get a foul call and go to the foul line. But that one extra pass caused him to get a 3-second violation.
Second turnover on Minnesota. The Hornets without a turnover. Larry Johnson has it, left side of the floor, trying to go by Christian, and Leitner whistle for the hold. What do you think about Blair's strategy defensively? He's decided to put Leitner on Larry Johnson and Gugliotta on Zedek.
Well, I would love to see him double team if he's going to leave Leitner on Larry Johnson by himself, because Larry Johnson is an effective low post player, and he can get Christian Leitner in foul trouble. Larry
Johnson has it again. He'll face up. No double team so far. Ryder would come with a double team. Right now he doesn't. Larry Johnson fades away. Jumper is made. And the lead is extended to 6 for Charlotte. 16-10. And Burrell almost had another steal. He knocked it out of bounds. Bill Blair getting the chance to talk with his team. First time out of the quarter. Charlotte leads 16-10. This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball.
Check this out.
Tom Hanneman back at Charlotte Coliseum, where the dim light conditions in this arena continued. Here's what's happened. 2 banks of lights here at the arena. One of them was supposed to stay on for the introductions. Accidentally, they both were turned off. It takes 15 minutes for that second bank to be turned on, but because both are controlled by computer, they will not be able to light this arena fully until they turn the lights completely off sometime during halftime and turn them back on again, Chad.
Well, how about this? If Charlotte goes on a run, maybe a Wolves official can go turn off those lights real quick. The Hornets have scored the last 6, and that ends right here as Tom Gugliotta gets a slam from the left side.
The middle of the court is wide open for the Timberwolves to drive the ball to the basket.
16-12, Charlotte leading. 6:30 to go here in this first quarter. Inside Larry Johnson, twisting play, and it's knocked away by Leitner. Down court, Porter turns it over once again, right to Scott Burrell. Burrell coming back. Short pass goes to Larry Johnson. Johnson over to Rice. Rice down the lane, off-balance shot, front rim, back rim, no good. Kendall Gill the rebound. Deflected pass goes right to Minnesota and Gugliotta. Now down court, J.R. Ryder. J.R. tough angle, 5-footers is made, and the lead is cut to 2.
That was a very tough shot by J.R. Ryder. The Timberwolves wants to run the fast break, but you must have the fast break. You can't afford to turn the ball over. Be patient on offense. Come down and get something good on the offensive end of the floor.
Scott Burrell, a 3, well short. Rebound to Gugliotta. Minnesota trailing by 2 with the ball, looking for the tie. And Porter's layup spins out. The middle was wide open, as Trent has mentioned a couple times, and he missed the layup. Kendall Gill, opposite way to Burrell on the drive, knocked away by Leitner into the hands of LJ, and LJ's layup is good.
LJ said, look what I found, a gift.
Fortunate bounce for him inside Leitner, twisting move by Gill and Larry Johnson, and JR cuts the deficit back to 2. Charlotte leading 18-16, 5:10 to go here in the first quarter.
Both teams are playing offensive very well. There's no defense in this game right now.
George Zedek, a hook. That one comes out. The hook was from 10 feet in the lane. Rebound to Minnesota. And Terry Porter looking to give Minnesota their 8th field goal of the night and tie this game at 18. Gugliotta's pass inside, trying to get it to Christian Laettner, and it's knocked out of bounds by Scott Burrell.
That was a nice thought by Gugliotta, trying to hit Laettner cutting down the lane, knowing he was double teamed. So he figured that one of his teammates must be open. That's good basketball, good eye contact between Gugliotta and Laettner.
George Zedek is going to sit down. Matt Geiger will replace him. Part of the Alonzo Mourning deal from Miami. Christian Laettner opens 17-footer, and he ties up the game with the made jumper. And Christian now is 3 of 5 from the field.
Good offense by the Timberwolves, being patient. Terry Porter making a nice dribble penetration and kicking the ball to a wide open Laettner for an easy outside jump shot.
A reminder, we're coming to you on the radio and television side tonight. Chad Harper, Trent Tucker, and Tom Hanneman. Larry Johnson from Vegas, guarded by Laettner, gives it up to Burrell. Right back to Johnson, guarded by Laettner. In the lane, turnaround jumper is long. Rebound to Sam Mitchell. Sam Mitchell outlet to Terry Porter. Minnesota looking for the lead. Porter's 3 is no good. Geiger trying to control the rebound. He tips it over to Larry Johnson. Now Kendall Gill in front court. Back to Larry. Down the lane. Pass knocked away by Googs. Fortunately for Charlotte, right to Kendall Gill, and he'll make the layup.
Another good bounce for the Charlotte Hornets. That was good defense by Gugliotta. Hands very active, knocking the ball loose. The Charlotte Hornets was very lucky to pick up a loose ball and get a score.
20-18, Charlotte with the lead. Minnesota almost turned it over. Porter almost lost it to backcourt. They'll go Ryder right side to Christian Laettner. Laettner in the lane, pump fake on Geiger. He stays on the ground, doesn't go for it. Christian goes up a second time, and he draws the foul on Matt Geiger, and Laettner will get a couple free throws.
It's a good move by Laettner, taking the ball strong to the basket. He has Geiger out about 15 feet from the basket, using his good basketball talent against Geiger, pump faking, twisting, turning, getting the shot off, causing Geiger to make a foul.
Scott Burrell sits down. Del Curry will replace him. Laettner at the line, and the first free throw is missed. Minnesota now is going to make 2 changes. West and Allen will come in. Porter and Ryder will sit down, and Bill Blair told us before the game as soon as Del Curry was going to come in, Doug West would come in right with him at least the first time and then react off that later.
Well, he's going to make sure that Doug West stays close to Del Curry. Give Del Curry no daylight. Don't let him look at the basket. Chase him all over the floor.
Laettner missed both free throws, and now at the other end, illegal defense is called on Minnesota. Second time it has been called here in the first quarter, so Charlotte will get a free throw. And they have some pretty good options out there in Del Curry and Glenn Rice to shoot the free throw.
But if you look at this basketball team, they are ranked 3rd in three-point field goal percentage shooting in the league, so you have to be aware of their three-point shooting ability.
Del Curry makes the free throw. And just to back up Trent's numbers on Curry, this is somebody who's been one of the best three-point shooters in the game since he's been with the Charlotte Hornets. And this year, Del Curry, 46% shooting threes. Kendall Gill lob inside to Glenn Rice, and he hammers it home. A beautiful play by Charlotte.
Nice offensive play by the Charlotte Hornets. It was a great pass by Gill, and Rice showing his jumping ability.
The Hornets now extend the lead back to 5. Their biggest lead in this first quarter was 6 at 16-10. Right now it's 23-18. Check it. It's 23-20. Christian makes a jumper from the elbow.
Geiger can't do nothing with Christian Laettner. Every time the Wolves get that offensive matchup, they should exploit it.
Kendall Gill, left corner pass intended for Del Curry. Knocked out of bounds by Mitchell. Second time out of the quarter coming. 2:39 to go. Minnesota trails 23-20. First quarter, this is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball. And as we look at the numbers so far in this contest, Charlotte right now is 10 of 20 from the field. That's 50%. Minnesota 9 of 15. Rebounding a clear advantage to the Hornets. Out-rebounding Minnesota 12-5. That's an area of concern for Minnesota because of late, in fact, the entire season, they have out-rebounded the opposition 10 of 16 times. So that is going to have to change if Minnesota is going to work their way back in this contest here and cut the deficit from 3. Larry Johnson inside. The layup is made past Sean Rooks.
When you have great three-point shooters like Glenn Rice and Dale Curry on the floor, they create that spacing for you. So now that one-on-one player in the low hole can play by himself and take his time and do his thing.
Sean Rooks did replace Christian Laettner on the last exchange. Kevin Garnett also in the game. Jerome Allen left open right corner, and a 3 is made for Allen. Let's just set the Wolves lineup real quick. One starter on the floor, Gugliotta. Allen and West is the backcourt, and up front, Gugliotta, Rooks, and Garnett. Charlotte leads 25-23. Del Curry, snap pass from out high left, going right corner to Gill. Hits a screen from Zedek and lays it in. He split 2 Minnesota players.
That was a great offensive move by Kendall Gill, using the dribble very well and splitting 2 defenders.
Plenty of offense in this first quarter for both teams. Now Kevin Garnett just traveled. Garnett trying to make a move about 25 feet away, and Kevin in his first slump as an NBA player.
Well, when you're a rookie, you're going to have some tough times, some tough periods during the NBA season. You just got to continue to play through them.
Kendall Gill's played the entire way as the point guard. Gill has the dribble outside, shot clock at 10. And now a hand check is called on Minnesota. Jerome Allen whistled for the foul, his first.
The touch foul is something that these officials are calling a lot. And another violation that these officials are calling a lot is the rule violation. That zone rule is just too much. I mean, they got to give the guys a chance to go back and come back and get themselves set without making that call so much.
Inbounds to Gill. Guarded by Allen and away from the play. An offensive foul is whistled on Matt Geiger. He was setting the screen. Alan Bristow not happy with that call. And the foul on Geiger is his second. That's part of the reason why. He already has Zedek sitting down with 2. Now Geiger has 2. We might see the Chief here in the first quarter.
Robert Parrish is, it's amazing for a guy like that, 40 years old and still playing basketball at this level.
Yeah, you're making him younger than he is. He's 42.
42?
Sean Rooks just made a hook. Sean's a little bit younger than 42 as he cuts the deficit to 2 on a good move off the baseline to the middle. And it's 27-25 Charlotte with 50 seconds to go in the first quarter.
I was trying to save Robert 2 more years.
Yeah, well, he'll appreciate that. He's telling people he still wants to keep playing. Glenn Rice by Garnett, short past LJ, scoop, twisting layup is good. And a beautiful play by the 2 forwards, Rice and Johnson.
Rice showing his ability to put the ball on the floor and drive, dishing it off to Larry Johnson, but that was a great shot by Larry Johnson.
Gugliotta tries to answer, and a twisting move right from the top, he does it. The previous time it was Larry Johnson coming from the baseline, and this time Gugliotta did it right from the top.
Gugg said, right back at you, guy. Here I come. See, can you stop?
Gugliotta leads Minnesota with 8. Larry Johnson leads with 10. Del Curry at 3. It's long. Doug West the rebound. Final possession coming up for Minnesota. 10 seconds to go. They can tie the game right now, trailing by 2. Allen gets a screen from Gugliotta. Splits the 2 Charlotte players. Gill and Johnson puts up a 3. It is no good, and the first quarter comes to an end. Plenty of offense here in the first quarter. Players Club looking for their first win ever in this building. They trail by 2. This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball.
Check this out.
Basketball. (29-27), the Hornets lead. Minnesota shot the ball very well in the first quarter, Trent, 63%.
The Hornets not bad themselves, 54%, and probably an important statistical note we should mention now. Charlotte 0 for 4 in three-pointers, and they had some pretty good looks.
They had some very good looks, and when you can get Dell Curry and Glenn Rice some looks from the three-point line, and they are 0 for 4, you got to be very lucky. You can't continue to give those guys open looks because you know sooner or later they're going to knock those shots down.
Blair's going to sit all his starters down to begin the second quarter. Charlotte has it first. Khalid Reeves, his first appearance of the night. Inside Rice, posted up on Garnett. Back out to Curry, and Dell travels. How about Glenn Rice against Kevin Garnett in the second quarter?
But a young player is playing against a guy who has the ability to be an all-star. So his hands is full with Glenn Rice. He's going to have to chase Glenn Rice off screens and make sure that Glenn Rice doesn't get any open looks at the basket.
Jerome Allen has it, left wing. Bounce pass inside to Rooks. Guarded by Johnson. That's about 3 inches on LJ. Uses it inside and makes the short shot and ties the game at 29. This is a look Charlotte has used a few times this year. Larry Johnson at 6'6" as the center.
He can't guard the centers, and Sean Rooks showed great patience that time by taking his time and not rushing his shot.
Curry to Reeves, all on the outside. Rice gets by West on a switch. Shot barely grazed the iron. The rebound into the corner, out of bounds, off of the Charlotte Hornets.
Good defense by the Timberwolves, but when you're approaching a player like Glenn Rice and Dell Curry, you must approach them under control because the first thing they're going to do is show you the ball fake and try to drive by you. Make sure you're patient on defense when you approach those two players. Back
to Rooks. This time draws the double team. They'll rotate it right corner to Garnett. Good switching by Charlotte. Then Garnett's pass is knocked out of bounds. The good defense there by Raphael Addison. The veteran has come back from playing European basketball the last couple of years. Has bounced around the NBA. Addison will be joined by Scott Burrell on the floor as Glenn Rice will get his first rest. So Burrell in for Rice.
Anytime you make a cross-court pass in this league, someone's going to get a hand on it or steal that basketball.
Inbounds to Allen. Shot clock at 2, so he'll force up a shot. It comes out from 10. The rebound inside of the man we just referred to, Raphael Addison. Good days at Syracuse in the mid-'80s. This game tied at 29, 90 seconds into the second quarter. Addison to Reeves. Reeves, a second-year man. Trade from Miami, went to Arizona. Inside Dell Curry stepped out of bounds, so a turnover on the Charlotte Hornets as Dell Curry went down the baseline, his left foot on the line.
That's good defense by Doug West. He's chasing Dell Curry all over the floor and making Dell Curry do something that he's not comfortable doing. That's putting the ball on the floor.
Doug West inside to Garnett, in deep. Jump hook is good, and Minnesota's lead, 31-29, their first lead since 9-8.
The Timberwolves have the height advantage down low, and if any of their tall players get inside, just take your time, be patient with your offensive moves because no one from Charlotte can bother your shots.
Two-man game. Curry outside, Johnson inside the pump fake. Rooks goes for it. Larry uses him, and he makes the reverse, and once Sean went for the pump fake, Larry Johnson had him right where he wanted him.
Larry Johnson showed him a little bit of everything there. The step back, face up, pump fake, drive to the baseline, takes the ball to the other side of the rim to protect himself from the defenders.
Physically, you can see a dramatic difference in Larry Johnson now compared to a couple of years ago when he played just 51 games. Towards last season, he started to come back and he makes the free throw. This is Larry Johnson at his best now with 13 points in the first half.
I think his back has completely healed, and we're seeing all the talents that Larry Johnson possesses.
Jerome Allen, left side to Kevin Garnett. Out on top, Doug West. Pump fake goes by Curry. Layup is made. Doug with 2, and that's important for Doug, who did not score last night in the win against the Clippers.
If you notice in this ball game here, everyone is showing the ball fake and putting it on the floor. The defenders are going for the ball fake, so that's giving the players a chance to drive to the basket.
Back to Larry Johnson, and this time Larry went inside, and a foul called on Sean Rooks. So he's showing an assortment of his moves. Last time he kind of faced up on him. This time went inside. Leitner and Gugliotta on the bench. And Rooks picking up his first foul.
Sean Rooks has his hands full with Larry Johnson because he has a variety of moves on the offensive end of the floor.
Dell Curry puts up a 3 right side, no good. Larry Johnson offensive rebound, and the story continues as he makes the layup. Minnesota trying to come back. Sorry about that tuck. Jerome Allen shot no good. Kevin Garnett or Larry Johnson with the tip. And I think Larry Johnson actually tipped that one in for the Wolves.
I think he did also. But if you, with Sean Rooks, you must put your body on Larry Johnson. You got to find out where he is, feel for him, because Larry Johnson is a good athlete. He can jump very well. If you're going to block him out, you got to put your body on him so he can't get an offensive rebound.
Reeves just was fouled as he drove down the middle of the lane. And Khalid Reeves will get a couple free throws. Rebounding numbers very disappointing for Minnesota so far. A -8 at 15-7. And without Alonzo Mourning, Charlotte is not a great rebounding team.
They should be getting second chance opportunities at the basket because, like you said, there's no Alonzo Mourning. That means the Timberwolves are not paying attention to the small details on the rebounding end of the floor, like blocking out and making sure that they get the rebound.
Hornets make both free throws. They take the lead back 36-35. Geiger replaces Larry Johnson, and Marquise Bragg gets the floor opened up for him. And he goes by Geiger, makes the layup, and then Jerome Allen knocks the inbounds pass off of Khalid Reeves out of bounds, an area where Allen is getting better, anticipating passes and playing good defense.
That shows you what confidence can do for you in playing time.
Yeah, you get that playing time to get a chance to do some things. Sean Rooks just turned it over.
Bad turnover.
Yeah, Burrell, another steal. Down court, they'll go to Raphael Addison. Jump hook is made, and back and forth. Now Charlotte reclaims the lead at 38-37. Allen, Garnett, Bragg, Rooks, and West against Reeves, Curry, Geiger, Burrell, and Addison. They'll go to Rooks. He'll draw the double team. Try to find the open man. It's Doug West. Short pass, top of the key, Garnett. Jumper is made, and Kevin Garnett breaking out of that slump. He has 6 points, actually 4, but Larry Johnson's hoop was credited to Kevin.
That was good basketball movement for the Timberwolves. Sean Rooks being double team, kicking out to Doug West. Doug West make the extra pass. Garnett knocked down the 15-footer.
This time they'll go to Geiger, the Hornets will. He'll ball fake on Rooks, go by him, layup no good, tip in no good. He's going to get a third try, and Rooks will foul him. And you're right, it's a repeat story. Any sort of pump fix so far, no matter which team, and seemingly they're going for it.
I can't understand this. Geiger is not a jump shooter. Let him take that shot. Why are you going for the ball fake? Now you're putting him in a position where he has the advantage. Now he gets the second chance. It's a foul committed. He goes to the free throw line, chance to make 2. Everyone tonight wants to be a shot blocker.
Matt Geiger with a couple free throws. He's about to attempt the first, but they're making some changes. So Geiger's first, which was made, was nullified. Now this one is good. A reminder that Timberwolves basketball is brought to you in part by Aflac Twin Cities. Close the gaps in your insurance with Aflac. 2 for 2 for Geiger. Hornets lead 40-39. Leitner, Mitchell, and Ryder all back in the game, along with Allen and Bragg. Leitner in the corner to JR, guarded by Burrell. Double team by Geiger, over to Leitner. In the corner, open is Sam. Baseline jumper is good. Good passing by Minnesota.
That's good. That's just good, solid basketball. Good, intelligent basketball. Moving the ball around the horn and finding the open man.
Good numbers for Minnesota from the field. 68%. They lead by 1, 41-40. In a switch, Mitchell guarding the point guard Reeves inside. Allen was behind Glenn Rice, and he was screaming for help, and he fouled Glenn Rice.
Little miscommunication between Sam Mitchell and Jerome Allen there. Ran a little pick and roll with the 1 guard and 3 guard in the small forward. They got their communication signs mixed up, and Allen ended up on Glenn Rice. And Chad, we know that's a no-no.
Yeah, that's trouble. Free throw number 1 is made by Glenn Rice. Catch the NBA and MSC Tuesday, December 12th, when the Wolves are in Atlanta to face the Hawks. Tip-off is at 6:30. It's all on MSC, your Minnesota Timberwolves connection. The 3 of us will be there in Atlanta at the Omni. 42-41 as Rice makes both free throws. Jerome Allen taking the dribble from the top to the left side. In the corner, the pass goes to Mitchell. Short pass inside to Leitner. Leitner back to the basket about 15 feet away. Short pass to Bragg. Goes strong baseline and makes it. And how about the offensive moves by Marquise Bragg? Not shy here in the second quarter. We'll have a timeout. Minnesota leading by 1. And when we come back, Bragg is at the line. 43-42, second quarter. This is Wolves basketball.
Tom Hanneman back in Charlotte, 6:40 to go before the half. Wolves on top of the Hornets, 43-42. A lot of people have talked about the loss and the absence of Alonzo Mourning, its effect on this Hornets team. But lost in all of that talk has been the absence of Muggsy Bogues, who is out after undergoing arthroscopic surgery on his left knee in the offseason. Muggsy led the NBA last year in the assist-turnover ratio. He was 5th in assists, area certainly that the Hornets, Chad, could use a little help in this year.
6 turnovers so far, Hanny, in this first half as Marquise Bragg makes the free throw. The lead is 2, and now Khalid Reeves gets the layup, and he's fouled on that. Tuck, 44-42, 6:30 to go. Which team's going to play some defense here?
Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, the lane on both ends of the floor is wide open.
Man,
I can play in this game. I can drive to the basket with these lanes this wide open, Chad.
Don't get that. Don't settle down. Now, come on. Yeah, at 5 o'clock when I'm out there guarding. Marquise Bragg is going to sit down, and a good performance for Marquise. 5 points off the bench, and he will sit down as Gugliotta comes back in. Reeves makes both free throws. Pressure trying to deny the inbounds pass to Allen, so Gugliotta himself will bring it in front court, guarded by Addison. Googs will walk the dribble left side. He'll bring Leitner over, the 2 big men in the 2-man game. Googs left open, jumper is long, rebound to the point guard, and then he loses it, but fortunately Khalid Reeves loses it right to Matt Geiger. Front court, they'll go to Burrell, 3rd-year man from UConn, inside Rice, twisting move, jump hook, no good. Geiger's tip-in is good offensive rebound.
What kept the Hornets out front is their 2nd and 3rd chances on the offensive boards. The Timberwolves must put their bodies on someone so they can get that rebound themselves. Charlotte
continuing to dominate. The Wolves on the boards, 18-7. Both teams good from the field in this quarter, although Minnesota 8 of 12 now as Ryder misses the 3. Charlotte looking to run Minnesota back. Khalid Reeves will try a 3. That's no good. Leitner with the rebound. And Charlotte, 3-point shooting so far, 0 of 6. Allen to Christian. Christian down the lane. He's fouled on the play. And on that one, Trent, Jerome Allen was up in the air. And I think he was fortunate that he heard Christian Leitner behind him. That was a travel waiting to happen.
No doubt about that one, Chad. You never leave the floor intending to pass. You always leave the floor to shoot the basketball. He was very lucky that time.
Minnesota. Free throw attempts 7 and 8 coming up. They've made 3. The Hornets a perfect 12 of 12. Remember, coming into tonight's game, Minnesota averaging the most free throw attempts in the NBA. Folks, you can register at a metro area Oasis Market to win a trip for 2 to Chicago to watch the Wolves battle Michael Jordan and the Bulls February 27th. Transportation, hotel, and game tickets all included. It's sponsored by Oasis Market and the Minnesota Corn Growers and Ethanol Blended Fuels. The Minnesota Corn Growers and Ethanol Blended Fuel working with Oasis Market on a very good deal. Leitner 1 and 2 at the line. Charlotte leading by 1, 46-45. Larry Johnson back in. Tom Gugliotta will try to guard him and shut him down. Kendall Gill in the lane, back to Reeves. Another 3 by Charlotte. They miss another one from the top. They're 0 for 7 outside the arc. Ryder with the rebound. JR crossover dribble by Gill. His layup, front rim, comes right back to Kendall Gill. Hornets will try to answer. Kendall Gill's pass deflected right to Khalid Reeves. It was intended for Larry Johnson and went on the other side of the hoop, right to left, and Reeves gets the layup.
We've seen a lot of sloppy play in this ball game from both teams. I'm wondering, both teams played last night, how much effect that is having on these teams.
Inside, they'll go to Ryder. He'll be double teamed on the play, and Kendall Gill cleanly knocks it out of bounds. Yes, Minnesota, of course, won last night, beating the Clippers. Orlando beat Charlotte when Charlotte led with about 5 minutes to go, and they did not score the last 5 minutes of the game. On the inbounds pass, Ryder finds Porter open. Terry makes the 15-footer, and the lead is down to 1 for Charlotte, 48-47. Now Larry Johnson takes it right at Leitner, and the help out knockaway is clean by Gugliotta. Gugliotta came from the free throw line and knocked that one out of bounds.
Just good team defense by Gugliotta, helping out a teammate. Larry Johnson has a clear path to the basket. Here comes Leitner. Here comes Gugliotta. Good defense.
Shot clock at 10. Glenn Rice on the line. Two-pointer, no good. Rebound to Gill. Saves it and bounce to Geiger. Jump hook is made. And the lead back to 3. 50-47 Charlotte.
There's another second chance point opportunity for the Hornets. They're cashing in, and that has kept them ahead in this ball game.
Leitner's double team. Skip it in the corner. Open Sam Mitchell. Baseline jumper, no good. Deflected rebound from Leitner to Gugliotta. Jump hook is no good, and then knocked out of bounds by Larry Johnson. Minnesota with the second chance, and this time they missed it.
That was a good pass by Leitner out of the double team to open Sam Mitchell. Taking a good shot, just not making him, but the Timberwolves are very aggressive on the offensive boards, giving themselves a chance to get a second or a third look.
Inbounds to J.R. Otter, Jr. 3 of 7 so far, 7 points. Putting up the long jumper, making it from the left corner. The official said he was on the line. So Ryder now Minnesota's leading scorer with 9, and it's 50-49 Charlotte. Second quarter, 3:25 to go. Glenn Rice open three-pointer. They'll finally make one. In the corner, Glenn Rice. And now they're going to check it as Sam Mitchell makes the layup. The official first said 3, but now they're going to say a two-pointer. And Alan Bristow can't believe that they said there was only a two-pointer. But it's a 1-point lead as Mitchell cut it from 52-49 to 52-51. Rice guarded by Mitchell. Gets a Geiger screen. Now to switch. Rice is guarded by Leitner. Lob it inside to Geiger. Double team by Mitchell and Gugliotta. Turnaround jumper, no good. Sam the rebound. Minnesota the ball, trying to take the lead. Terry Porter down the lane, off the glass. He'll make the twisting move. And the Wolves lead by 1.
That was an excellent move by Terry Porter. Twisting and turning in the lane. I'm not sure if he was trying to make that move or not.
I think he might have been trying to make a move and then pass it. And all of a sudden he was open and made the shot. Reeves to Larry Johnson. Face up on Gugliotta, 17 feet away. Put up the shot. It is short. Rebound in the corner. Geiger and Porter there, and Geiger will get it back to Reeves.
Another opportunity for the Charlotte Hornets.
Kendall Gill will put up a 3. It's an air ball, and then out of bounds off of Larry Johnson. Timeout, second quarter. Minnesota leads 53-52. 2:10 to go. This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball.
Tom Hanneman back in Charlotte. Doug West has been sitting out the last 5 minutes after jamming a couple fingers on his right hand. Now he had ice on it, and we're told by Chris Palmer, the Wolves trainer, that he will not play here in the first half. They'll check it at the halftime as questionable for the second half. Chad, on a completely unrelated item, congratulations to Eddie George of Ohio State, this year's Heisman Trophy winner.
He beats out Tommy Frazier and Danny Werfel. Frazier from Nebraska, Werfel, of course, from Florida. As we're back underway, J.R. Ryder misses a jumper in the lane. He tried it left-handed and it was blocked away. So Charlotte has the ball, trailing by 1, 53-52. Geiger to Johnson, outside to Rice. Glenn Rice from 21, jumper is short. Gugliotta the rebound. 90 seconds to go in the quarter. Porter down court, left-handed pass to Mitchell. Layup is good, and how about the offhand pass by Porter?
That was a great pass by Terry Porter, especially making that pass from about 40 feet with his left hand. And the Charlotte Hornets are not getting back on defense, so the Wolves must take advantage of that.
And Minnesota has to find a way to stay even on the boards. Right now they trail 23-11. Johnson in the middle, double teamed by Gugliotta and Ryder, and he traveled. We want to remind folks here that if they want to give us a call, because we're with you on the radio and television network, we want to mention our halftime hotline on the radio network, 673-0920. 673-0920 or 1-800-521-5440. 60 seconds to go. Porter inside Leitner, blocked from behind by Larry Johnson, gets it back, and Christian makes the cleanup. Good persistence by Leitner off a beautiful initial block by Larry Johnson.
Leitner came over to set the pick, but he slipped the pick, and Porter made a great pass. Leitner did very well to recover that block shot by Larry Johnson.
Minnesota leads by 5. Larry Johnson has all 5 Minnesota players around him, and he's fouled. Larry Johnson in the middle of the lane, and all 5 players were in the lane with him.
If you look at Larry Johnson spinning to the middle, bumping with Googs, now he goes up and under. Here comes 5 players. That tells you right there, Larry Johnson is not passing the ball.
Yeah, and we'll back it up with this. He has 15 points. He has 7 rebounds. And take a guess how many assists here in the first half.
0.
0 is correct. You go on to the bonus round. LJ at the line. Free throw is made. I want to mention those numbers once again. We love the calls at halftime. 673-0920, 1-800-521-5440. Matt Geiger sits down in the chief. And a spry 42 years old, Robert Parrish is in. Johnson long on the next free throw, so it's 57-53. Minnesota leading. 35 seconds go. Porter gets a high screen from Christian. Now Christian will try the 3, make it, and a beautiful finish here for Minnesota. They were trailing a fair amount of the early portion of the second quarter, but then they came back. Since then, a number of lead changes, and now Minnesota, their biggest lead and a lot of points in the first half. They lead 60-53 with 15 seconds to go. Gill to Larry Johnson against Christian Lake. Baseline drive. Porter comes over in the double team. Back on top, Kendall Gill. Jumper no good. Burrell's tip in no good. Googs the rebound. Eyes the clock. 2 seconds go. JR front court before the buzzer. Count it! 3-pointer. JR Rodder. They're ahead into the first half. End of it leading by 10, and what a finish.
That was great basketball present by both teams. Getting that ball to the floor and getting a quick shut off with 3 seconds at the end of the half.
This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball.
Defender feeds in the middle of Eddie. Back to Walt Williams. Thank you for watching the NBA League Pass halftime show.
Points in the first quarter. Give me the reason why you guys are playing so well offensively right now.
I think we're really playing together. And I think we're looking for the open man. We're making the second and third pass to get the guy the shot. And anytime you do that, I think you take a shot with maybe a half a second more to shoot it. And, you let guys like you take that half a second to get that good clear shot, you're going to make a lot more. And I think we're doing that. We're being very unselfish right now, and I think that's what's happening. That's what's creating the good shots for us offensively.
If you could change one thing about the first half, what will that be headed into the second half?
Well, I think defensively we got to do a little better job on the boards. I thought they hurt us on the boards. We got to keep them the hustle shots, the second shots, and keep them away from that. That's what I told the team, and just to try to cut down the penetration where they have to shoot outside shots and do as good a job as we can on Larry Johnson. I think he's going to try to take the game over.
Thanks a lot, Bill, and good luck the second half. And back to you, Chad.
All right, Chuck. Bill Blair is brought to you by Aflac Twin Cities. Close the gaps in your insurance with Aflac. Beginning of a 2-game road trip for Minnesota. Christian Laettner coming back to an area where he knows an awful lot of people still in this area. Christian was very popular with the Charlotte media. At least there were a number of interview requests, and Christian sat down for quite a few of those before the game. And Laettner will be a large part of the story here in the second half. The Charlotte Coliseum, North Carolina. Bill Blair just talking about Larry Johnson trying to take control, maybe establish his dominance in the second half. And we'll see if Blair is going to stick with Laettner on Larry Johnson. That's how they did it in the first half. Gugliotta and Zedek. We'll wait and see how that matches up. We come to you tonight on the radio and television network. And on Tuesday, Minnesota will finish up this road trip against the Atlanta Hawks. And then Minnesota, they head home for a couple games against the Cleveland Cavaliers and also against Philadelphia. And that backs up what we said at the start of our broadcast here, Trent. Some games where Minnesota is playing some teams with records either at 500 or a little bit below 500.
It's a good time for them now to capitalize on the schedule that's ahead of them. They can help themselves and get some wins in that win column and help their confidence a whole lot.
Minnesota on defense, first of all. Scott Burrell out on top. Kendall Gill. Jumper is no good, 17 feet away. And the rebound to Terry Porter.
The Charlotte Hornets have not been able to make their outside shots, so the Timberwolves must pack that ball in low and make sure that Larry Johnson don't have an opportunity to play one-on-one basketball, as you see J.R. Ryder taking the ball strong to the basket.
J.R. Ryder did drive there, and he was fouled by George Zedek. So Ryder is at the line. Foul on Zedek is his third. Junior came through last night, 27 points in a dominating performance in the second half, and it was a dominant performance in the third quarter alone when Minnesota had 41 points. So they put up some big quarters of late. 41 in one quarter Friday night, and then you go back Wednesday against New Jersey, Trent, 38 points in one quarter.
If you look at the early part of the season, the third quarter was Achilles' heel for this Timberwolves basketball team. In the last two games, the third quarter has been a big plus for them.
JR made 1 of 2. Larry Johnson in front court hands it off to Rice. On a switch, he's guarded by Leitner. That means Mitchell's on the big man, Czechoslovakia Zedek. Give it back to Glenn. Porter helps out, though, rotated opposite way to Burrell. Jumper is short. Ryder the rebound. JR looks down court. No one is open, and then tries to pass it in the corner to Gugliotta. And Googs came out of the corner, and nobody was there, and it's a turnover on Minnesota. The idea was right. Gugliotta just came out of the corner.
Just unfortunate for the Timberwolves that time. Just a little mix-up between Ryder and Gugliotta.
Turnovers in this contest. Only 6 turnovers for Minnesota. Charlotte with just 7. Just underway here in the third quarter. 1 minute gone by. Minnesota increasing their lead to 11. This is their biggest of the night. 64-53. Kendall Gill between the circle. Outside left side, it's Glenn Rice. Bounce pass to Larry Johnson, 15 feet away. Jumper is made. Just a little bit of room given by Leitner, and he took advantage.
Larry Johnson is showing he has the ability also to step outside and knock down open jump shots. That was a good smart move by Leitner. Let Larry Johnson beat you from the outside.
Porter bounce pass intended for Mitchell, out of bounds. Sam wanted a hold on Glenn Rice. Not coming from our officials this evening, so that is turnover number 7. Jason Phillips, Troy Stevenson, and John Bolo. 64-55. Larry Johnson step out, try it. 3-5 straight for LJ.
LJ showed he can go inside, 15 to 18. Now he stepped outside and hit a three-pointer. He's going to try to carry this basketball team tonight on his own shoulders. Just
as Bill Blair told you at the start of this half, and now Tom Gugliotta with the slam. Off the penetration from Porter, and Googs will answer and quiet this place down. It's just they were coming back in the building, coming alive, and Gugliotta's going to quiet them, and the foul on Zedek is his 4th.
That was a good trip by the Timberwolves on the offensive end of the floor, making sure that this crowd doesn't get into the ball game. Nice, strong finish by Gugliotta.
Zedek down. Darren Hancock in. Darren Hancock is basically a swingman. He's 6'6", 200 pounds. George Zedek is a center. So Larry Johnson becomes the center out there in a very small lineup. Leitner now on Burrell. And Christian reaches in and fouls him at the free throw line. So Alan Bristow is going very small with his lineup. And I guess we're going to have to watch for how Bill Blair wants to counter this. If he wants to go inside with Leitner and Gugliotta, or maybe does he make a change with his lineup?
I think Bill Blair should stay with his game plan and not try to adjust to the Charlotte Hornets. Play your game plan, make them adjust to you. If they're going to go down small, you'll take advantage of your height inside with Gugliotta and Leitner.
Atlanta on the road Tuesday, but then Minnesota comes home. Friday, the Cavaliers. Sunday, and it's a 5 o'clock start. I want to remind you about that. 5 o'clock Sunday against Philadelphia. Tickets available. 989-5151, the number for Ticketmaster. 1 of 2 for Charlotte at the line. 9:45 to go in the third. Minnesota leading by 8, 67-59. Porter and Leitner left side of the floor. The lob to Christian on the blocks left side. Skip it opposite way to J.R. Ryder. Rise up, try a 3, knock it out. Leitner with the assist.
That's good basketball by the Timberwolves. Leitner feeling the double team coming and kicking the ball back out to J.R. Ryder.
70-59, the lead back to 11. Hancock now guarded by Gugliotta. Posted up is Gill on Porter, double team, out of it to Hancock. Twisting move in the lane, and then lay it in from 3 feet.
Leighton was late getting over from the weak side. That allowed Hancock to get that pass from Gill for an easy layup.
Boy, it's dangerous, too, if you're going to double team with Leitner, because he's guarding Larry Johnson, who's been awesome tonight. Terry Porter guarded by Gill, with Leitner on the left side, and once again, miscommunication. Terry Porter, the same pass he made to Sam Mitchell, another turnover.
It's a bad angle for Terry Porter. He's above the three-point line. He needs to get up below the foul line to make that entry pass.
Hancock outside. Guarded by Ryder this time. Seems like each time down court, a different player's guarding Hancock. LJ, another three from out top, makes it. Larry Johnson is on fire tonight. 10 of 13. 24 points, and Blair was exactly right. He's going to try to take this game over all by himself.
Larry Johnson said, my teammates can't make three-point shots, so let me try some.
Porter to Ryder. Twisting, spinning in the lane. Pass it with the left hand of Mitchell. Jumper no good. Rice the rebound. Glenn Rice is going to lead the break. Here he comes. Rice inside LJ. Layup is good. The crowd alive. They're running the ball, and a timeout is called by Minnesota. The Hornets have cut the deficit to 4. It's 70-66. They've scored the last 7. This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball.
Check this out.
(70-66). Minnesota leading by 4. The Hornets have scored the last 7 with the small lineup. They'll go to Gugliotta. He'll draw the double team from the corner. Skip it right side to J.R. Ryder at Darren Hancock. Left-handed shot, no good. Traveling, called on Ryder. Very few turnovers in the first half, Trent. The Wolves with 5 turnovers in the first half. They have 4 in this third quarter alone.
It seems that the Charlotte Hornets defense have picked it up a notch.
Rice, bounce pass, Larry Johnson. Layup no good. On the drive, a foul is called. And Larry Johnson already with 26 points. Looking now to increase the total to 28.
That was a great pass by Glenn Rice. Using the bounce pass. That was the only pass that he could make in that situation.
Johnson this evening, 11 of 14. 7 rebounds, still without an assist as he misses the free throw. Let's go back to the start of our broadcast here. The keys to the game: maintain the momentum. They did that at least in the first half. Stop the hive from buzzing. The crowd now starting to come alive and keep Charlotte off the speedway. They're running of late, and Larry Johnson just got the rebound off his miss. Right back to him. How does that happen? He makes the layup.
The Timberwolves fell asleep, and they gave the Charlotte Hornets another opportunity to score. They cashed in on it, and now we have a 2-point ball game.
Larry Johnson scored 7 straight points for the Hornets. They've cut the deficit to 2, 70-68. Terry Porter, right side, JR, a 3, count it, 73-68. Junior now has 19.
That was a big basket for the Timberwolves. J.R. was stepping up with a 3-point shot.
Larry Johnson, by the way, had 44 points in a contest earlier this year against Boston. Burrell puts up a long jumper in the corner. That's the 3, and it's good. This is guy Trent just coming back from Achilles tendon. When it was ruptured last year, he's come back so much earlier than expected, and he's playing close to how he did last year in his breakthrough season.
Those 3-point shots start to go in. Larry Johnson's going to be that more effective on the low hole.
And now Scott Burrell knocks the ball in backcourt. Gugliotta tracks it down. Shot clock is a factor, and Googs just turned it over. He lost the dribble and tried to slap it to the corner. He did. No one there. Charlotte the ball, and a 3 would give him the lead.
This is where Minnesota must maintain its poise on offense.
Rice to Johnson. Face up on Leitner. Out on top, Burrell. Ball fake on Gugliotta. Goes by him down the lane. Layup no good. Rebound to J.R. Roddick. J.R. front court from the right side along with Gugliotta. Now a look back. Wait for Leitner and Porter. Hand it off to Porter to Sam. Down the baseline. Layup is good. Sam Mitchell puts the lead back to 4.
That was a nice drive by Sam Mitchell. Knowing he had a defender running at him, used the ball fake and put the ball on the floor, slash into the basket for an easy 2 points.
75-71 Minnesota. The steal by Terry Porter takes away from Gill. Trying to push the tempo off to Gugliotta, and Porter runs over Burrell, and they call the offensive foul. Too bad, because Gugliotta had a slam dunk.
That was a college foul.
You did not like that?
No, not at all.
They play some fabulous college basketball in this area. In fact, a lot of times the ACC tournament is here. But Tuck obviously not happy with that call. 75-71 Burrell, a quick three. Front rim no good. Mitchell the rebound. We update you on the rebounding numbers. Charlotte with the advantage, 28-20. So Minnesota's picked up a little bit in that area second half. Inside Gugliotta. Left-handed pass to Leitner. Blocked from behind and clean by the point guard Gill. Charlotte the other way. Back to Kendall Gill. Down the lane. Layup no good. And now the offensive foul is called on Kendall Gill. And Gill went down to the floor hard. And I think the officials have to spot this. They just were going to put the ball in play. But Kendall Gill, when he collided with Tom Gugliotta, went down hard. And a 20-second timeout has been called by Charlotte. (75-71). Now the timeout is full. We'll take it. This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball. All right, Tuck, work on your play-by-play here.
Terry Porter gets a three from Rice. Here comes Ray Breeze down the left side of the floor.
Keep going.
Breeze at the top of the circle. Comes up a pick by Larry Johnson. Kicks it Glenn Rice. Rice for three. Yes, and it's good.
You're a little too good. Knock it off here. You don't want to wait for radio? Yeah, we gotta wait. Back underway, Larry Johnson just tied up the game with a three-pointer. Johnson ties up the game. They went quick off the timeout. Johnson ties it at 77, and now Larry Johnson knocks the ball out of bounds. Boy, has Larry Johnson been good tonight. He's at 31 points, and he just knocked the ball out of the hands of Leitner, out of bounds, with the shot clock down to 4.
He's showing some good defensive presence that time. He's hustling. He's doing everything he can to get a victory for his team tonight.
Now Christian Leitner off the inbounds pass makes a fadeaway 17-footer. Minnesota takes the lead back 79-77. And Ryder just fouled Darren Hancock, but JR just went down. JR Ryder lost his balance. He's grabbing his knee. He has gone off the floor, past the standard, and Chris Palmer, the Wolves trainer, is over there as Ryder is in some obvious pain, grabbing his left leg. Bill Blair has joined Chris Palmer as JR went off the floor. He fouled Darren Hancock from the left side, and after they bumped Trent, the momentum took JR off the floor, but JR was hobbling before he went off the floor.
It seems as if he came down with all his weight on one leg.
And in fact, on the television network, you could see it rather clear. JR collided right with our camera after he was limping and just trying to balance himself only on his right leg. The building is extremely quiet as the two free throws were shot. Hancock made 1 and 2. All the while the game is going on, J.R. Ryder is being attended by Chris Palmer, Clayton Wilson also from the Wolves, Marquise Bragg, Mark Davis, Eric Riley are over there. The Charlotte doctor is over there. Owen Tom Hanneman is looking in. So the game continues. We'll update you as soon as we can on the status of JR. Doug West replaced Ryder. West guarded by Curry. Out on top, Terry Porter put up the three. It's short. Rebound to Sam Mitchell. He's fouled underneath. And Sam will go to the line to shoot a couple. J.R. Ryder is being helped up. Eric Riley and Chris Palmer right there. Crowd applauding in the background as JR is walking towards the Wolves bench. We quickly go over to Tom Hanneman for the latest.
Well, I think Chad and Trent, as much as anything, JR was afraid himself that he might have popped something. He hit the camera and came down very gingerly on that knee, but it appears, at least initially, obviously he's walking on it now, that he will be okay. He was in great pain, but more scared than anything that he may have had a season-ending injury.
Yes, J.R. Ryder is walking towards the Wolves locker room along with Chris Palmer, the Wolves trainer, and the Charlotte Hornets doctor. Sam Mitchell just made both free throws, so it's 81-78 Minnesota. Johnson going to work inside. Leitner knocks the ball away. Gugliotta takes it away from a Charlotte player. At the other end, Leitner and Larry Johnson still back behind the play, so it's 4-on-4, and Glenn Rice fouls Sam Mitchell in the drive from the corner.
Ooh, that was a nice, strong move by Sam Mitchell, taking the ball strong with his left hand to the basket. Doug West making a nice pass to Sam Mitchell. Sam putting it on the floor, taking the ball strong to the basket with his left hand.
Sam at the line to shoot a couple. Let me go back to J.R. Ryder. Obviously a good sign as he's walking off the floor on his own, not being helped off by a teammate or a doctor. I think Tom brought up an interesting point that, you know, the fear may have taken over JR as opposed to just the immediate pain, because when he went down, and we could show it on the television side and describe it on radio, I mean, he was moving his body, and it was obvious that JR felt he was in a lot of pain and grabbing for his left knee, and I'm sure we'll receive word. Kent Whiff, the Wolves media relations director, is here, and Tom Hanneman will stay in touch with him, and we'll let you know as soon as possible on the latest on J.R. Ryder. Both free throws made by Mitchell. Larry Johnson, a rebound inside off a Glid Reeves layup. Larry Johnson makes it, and LJ's up to 33, and Larry Johnson's hobbling just a little bit as he heads back the other way. On the previous possession, Leitner and Johnson both are going down hard.
Larry Johnson is doing everything for his basketball team. The reason he's hobbling because that little collision he had with Leitner, he stepped on the basketball at that time.
Gugliotta posted up from the left side. They'll go to the right side to West. Jumper is no good. Rebound Larry Johnson over the back. The foul is called on Christian Leitner. 2:20 to go. Timeout charge to Minnesota. They lead 83-80. This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball.
It's Shaq like you've never.
Chad Hartman, Trent Tucker, Tom Hanneman checking on J.R. Ryder. 83-80. On the television side, we're going to show the replay. Once again, J.R. Ryder in obvious pain, was hobbling just on his right leg and collided with our camera. He already was in pain when he went by the camera. J.R. was down for a couple minutes, walked off the floor towards the locker room. And that's where he is right now with Chris Palmer and the Charlotte Hornets doctor. They'll open up the floor, give it to Darren Hancock. He'll go by Kevin Garnett. Layup is good. The lead is down to 1 for Minnesota, 83-82.
That was a nice move by Hancock.
Porter, Gugliotta, Mitchell, West, and Garnett. And a foul called on Khalid Reeves holding Terry Porter. One more look on the television side. Hancock and Ryder. What do you see there, Trent?
It seems as if JR came down on one leg with all his weight on that one leg. He might have had a little stinger there that probably scared him.
Terry Porter's free throw is made. So sitting down for the first time in this quarter is Christian Leitner. Leitner down with 14 points and 6 rebounds. One more free throw coming for Porter, and he makes it. He is the only Minnesota starter yet in double figures, but just 2 points away at 8. Reeves, Hancock, Curry, Johnson, and Rice. Left corner, the pass goes to Curry. Put up a 23-footer and make it. He stepped back and made the 3, and he ties the game at 85.
That was a quick release by Dale Curry. He's a guy that don't need much time to get that shot off.
85 all, 80 seconds to go in the third quarter. Gugliotta double teamed, and now illegal defense called on Charlotte. The Wolves invite you to the 5th annual Trading Card and Collectible Show. It takes place February 23rd through the 25th. If you're interested, 337-DUNK, 1-800-337-DUNK. First time called illegal defense against Charlotte. Next time, Minnesota will get a free throw. Allen replaces Terry Porter. Right wing to Gugliotta. Gugliotta guarded by Larry Johnson. ISO for Googs. Long jumper is long. High rebound up in the air. Garnett deflects it inside to West. And Doug the layup. Give the credit to the kid, Kevin Garnett.
Nice play by Kevin Garnett, keeping that ball alive, giving Doug West a chance to pick up the loose ball for 2 points.
55 seconds to go. Minnesota leads by 2. Curry's pass stolen, intended for Johnson. Taken away by Gugliotta.
Good defensive play by Tom Gugliotta, picking off that pass and creating a turnover and giving his team an offensive opportunity.
Minnesota look 2 for 1 here. 35 seconds to go. Allen to Gugliotta. Again guarded by Larry Johnson. Shot clock now down to 5. Googs will drive from the left side. Off-balance shot, no good. Into the hands of Glenn Rice. Now the Hornets can basically look for the last shot. Game clock and 24-second clock. About 4 seconds different. Right now, the shot clock is at 12. Reeves is guarded by Allen. Larry Johnson waiting to send a screen at the top of the key. Reeves will use the screen. Gugliotta helps out. That means LJ's open. Garnett comes over to help out to Rice before the buzzer. 3 is made, and Charlotte takes the lead by 1.
Good offensive patience by the Charlotte Hornets, getting that 3-point shot off.
Jerome Allen before the buzzer. His shot from 30 is no good. At halftime, Minnesota led by 10. They'll go to the 4th, trailing by 1, 88-87. This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball.
One scored 100.
88-87. Tonight's Miller Lite 3-point payoff contestant is Carla Ott-Oldre from Maple Grove. Carla selects Kevin Garnett, the first Minnesota 3-pointer of the 4th quarter. If Kevin Garnett is the first Wolves player to score a 3-pointer, Carla receives $1,500. Fans 21 years and older select the first Wolves player to hit a 3-pointer in the 4th quarter, and then you can win a cash jackpot. If there's not a winner, the jackpot increases. If you're interested, send a postcard with your name, address, age, phone number, and player's name to Miller Lite 3-point payoff, 600 First Avenue North, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55403. Very good news for Minnesota. J.R. Rider is already out of the locker room, and he's back on the Wolves bench. Tom Hanneman is heading over there right now to check with Chris Palmer. And that is a dramatic turnaround from the scene we witnessed about 10 minutes ago when J.R. was in obvious pain grabbing his left knee. And I'm sure Hanny will have the latest in just a couple moments. Garnett, Allen, West, Mitchell, and Brooks. Minnesota with the ball trailing by 1. Shot clock down to 5. Garnett inside to Brooks. Brooks over to Allen. Shot clock at 2. Jerome bounce pass to Mitchell. 24-second violation, Minnesota.
Very good defense by the Charlotte Hornets. Making the Timberwolves make the extra pass. Great rotation on their defensive part, causing that 24-second violation.
Larry Johnson starts the quarter on the bench. Reeves, Rice, Burrell, Geiger, and Del Curry on the floor. Geiger top of the key. Back to Rice. Guarded by Sam. Shot clock at 10. Top of the key, Curry. Down the lane. Pass to Burrell. Knocked away by Allen. And then knocked away by Rooks. Fortunate bounce to Geiger. He puts up an air ball into the hands of Jerome Allen. Allen over to Doug. Wide open baseline jumper. No good. Geiger the rebound. Geiger out ahead to Glenn Reeves. Reeves and Rice. 2-man game. Allen on the defense. Geiger back to Burrell. Quick passing to Curry. 3. No good. Reeves the rebound. Reeves back to Burrell. Now Glenn Rice will try a 3. Got it.
You just can't continue to give this team second and third chances. Especially with their 3-point shooters, you know sooner or later they're going to knock one of those threes down.
What a turnaround, 3-point shooting. 7 3-pointers in the 3rd quarter. And now Garnett turns it over. Curry the steal. Goes by the kid. Curry end-to-end. Layup no good. Geiger's put back is. Blair needs a timeout. Bill will call the timeout. And when we come back, Ryder is coming back in. 10:16 to go. 93-87. 7. This is Timberwolves basketball.
Check this out.
Tom Hanneman back in Charlotte. 10:16 left in the fourth quarter. Hornets on top of those, 93-87. The best possible news to give you on J.R. Rider, who not only returned to the bench, but will be returning to action momentarily after being examined by the Hornets physician, deemed ready to come back to action, Chad.
It is J.R. with Jerome Allen, Kevin Garnett, Doug West, and Sean Rooks. A very small lineup for Minnesota. So they've decided to match up the small lineup with Allen Bristow. Allen guarded by Reeves with Rooks on that left side. They go inside to Sean. Across the lane, the hook is made, and the shot clock was at 2.
Great patience on offense for the Timberwolves that time. They needed that basket very badly.
Reeves, Burrell, Curry, Geiger, and Rice. Khalid. Right side outside the arc to Rice, guarded by J.R. Getting a screen from Burrell. Double team, puts up a 3. Whoa. And he makes it a 3 while he's being double teamed.
Boy, well, that's some range on that jump shot.
Lead 7 for Charlotte. 9:20 to go in the fourth. 96-89. Back to Sean inside, and a hole from behind is on Geiger. And Leitner is coming in, and let's see who Leitner is going to replace. If Blair's going to go a little bit bigger, or he's going to stay small, he's going to sit down Rooks and bring Leitner in for him. He had Leitner at the scorer's table before Sean made the first shot, so he's sticking with the change. Inbounds to Jerome Allen. Allen to Doug West off the screen. Elbow jumper is short. That's his spot. Just a little bit short on the front rim. Reeves with the rebound. 9 minutes to go. Third win in a row. Minnesota looking for tonight after beating New Jersey and Los Angeles earlier. Now Doug West is whistled for a foul as Glenn Rice was trying to get position. And it looks like Doug is going to sit down. No, West will stay in. Garnett will sit down. So Mitchell's going to match up with Rice. West is on Curry. Ryder is on Burrell. Leitner is on Geiger. And Allen on Reeves. Inbounds to Khalid Reeves. Right side to Del Curry. Pass intended for Geiger. Knocked away by Jerome Allen. With Khalid Reeves behind. Allen makes the layup. And now it's a 5-point lead. 96-91 Charlotte.
Great speed by Jerome Allen, picking up their loose ball and catching in for 2 points on the other end.
Reeves gets a high screen from Geiger. Down the lane. Layup is made. Nobody helped out after Jerome Allen was picked.
That was a bad defensive breakdown by the Timberwolves, allowing Khalid Reeves to turn the corner and get an easy 2 points.
And Charlotte maintaining this lead with their superstar Larry Johnson getting some rest. Allen goes right corner to Doug West. Sam Mitchell inside, catches it on the blocks, and Sam is fouled by Del Curry. Minnesota normally doesn't post up Mitchell, but if Del Curry is going to guard him, might they? They might give that a try, right?
I think Sam feels that he has the advantage in the low hole over Del Curry.
Oh, about 20 pounds and a couple inches. Allen to J.R. J.R. in the lane has it knocked away by Khalid Reeves, and it went off the foot of Ryder out of bounds.
This is where the Timberwolves must show some patience now. Don't let this game get away from you.
It's time to build on the 2 wins at home as opposed to taking a small step back. 7:45 to go. Same play. Geiger sets a high screen for Reeves, and a hold is called on Jerome Allen. Hey, if a play works, no reason not to go right back to it.
But they're running that high pick and roll with Matt Geiger. Khalid Reeves haven't shown the ability tonight to make the outside shot. Why should you chase him over, go under the pick, and make him prove that he can hit the outside shot?
2 team fouls on each side here in the fourth quarter. Inbounds Reeves, going to run the same play. Geiger sets the screen. Reeves down the lane, and he's held. And I believe the foul is on Christian Leitner, who helped out.
That's a high pick and roll at about 22 to 23 feet from the basket. Leitner push up, allow Allen to go under so he can cut off Khalid Reeves' pass. But if you're going to chase him over that pick, he has the ability to turn the corner and take the ball to the basket and create something to make something happen.
Reeves started to come in his own last year, Trent, when he started the final 16 games for Miami. A reminder, the Wolves holiday stocking stuffer. is the perfect gift for hoop fans. Prices start as low as $60. Receive in a case, autograph, Kevin Garnett, season ticket, and see some great games. 337-DUNK. 1-800-337-DUNK to order. Both free throws made. Charlotte has their biggest lead of the night at 9, 191. Ryder, ISO with Curry. JR steps back, three-pointer no good. Rebound to Khalid Reeves, who's played well in the second half. Looking for their first double-digit lead, the Charlotte Hornets. Minnesota a couple times led by 11. Reeves falls down. As he falls down, he finds Geiger. Geiger to Rice. He's feeling it. He finally misses a three here in the second half. And the rebound to Leitner. Leitner out ahead, Jerome Allen. Trying to go by Reeves. Left-handed layup, no good. Out of control on that play.
Not a good play by Jerome Allen. Out of control. Didn't need that shot. Needed something else better on offense that time. Just a bad shot by Jerome Allen.
Burrell guarded by Ryder, and they're going to call a foul inside. And let's see who the foul is on. It was away from the ball. And I believe it was on Khalid Reeves. Yes, it was on Khalid Reeves. His fourth foul. Terry Porter will replace Jerome Allen. And Alan Bristow is going to counter with a couple changes himself. Kendall Gill and Larry Johnson back in.
Larry Johnson and Kendall Gill got a good rest on the bench. The guys that came in for them did a very good job.
Both teams going back primarily with their starters now. Leitner inside. Geiger in front. Gill behind. It doesn't matter. Christian makes the 7-foot.
Someone for the Timberwolves on the offensive end must step up now and play big.
And they better stop Charlotte. 100 points already and over 6 minutes to go. Curry in the corner. Quickly puts up a three and makes it. Give credit to Larry Johnson, who set a nice screen.
Great pick by Larry Johnson, but at this time of the game, you must fight for those picks because Dale Curry don't need much time to get that shot off.
Lead is 10. Mitchell open right wing. Jumper is made. Another solid night for Sam. He's up to 15 on 5 of 9.
As you mentioned, Chad, now the defensive end must be very important for the Timberwolves.
Dale Curry, right side, guarded by Ryder. Gave him a little bit of room. Jumper no good. Ryder checks it down in the corner. And now a technical foul is whistled on Dale Curry. Dale Curry wanted a call off the missed three. And he was right in the face of one of our officials. He was right in the face of Troy Stevenson. So Ryder at the line. Minnesota looking to cut the deficit to 7. And Alan Bristow. He's been here for a long time. Forget about how long Allen has been here as the head coach as Ryder misses the free throw. His name comes up and it seems like firing rumors all the time. But he's been here. He has the third longest tenure of all head coaches to Jerry Sloan and Phil Jackson.
Someone likes him down here in Charlotte.
Coming in for Minnesota, Gugliotta sitting down west of Minnesota. Their starting lineup on the floor. JR missing the free throw, keeps the lead at 8. Porter, Leitner two-man game. Christian corner jumper, short. Rebound to Mitchell. Loose ball foul is called, and it's on Sam. Said he shoved underneath. And the foul on Mitchell, his third. And also for Minnesota, team foul is their fourth. Field goal numbers, update those. 57% Minnesota, 52% Charlotte. Rebounding a +12 Charlotte, 38-26. Johnson out to Curry. Fakes the three, down the lane. Scoop layup is made. He used his outside reputation to lure Ryder into that play.
It was a nice move by Dale Curry. Had J.R. Ryder rushing at him, using the ball fake like everyone has been doing all night. Taking the ball strong to the basket.
10-point lead. Ryder wants the ISO on Rice. He'll get it. JR now gets the double team down the baseline. And a clean block by Geiger. Curry will lead the break. 3-on-2. Over to Glenn Rice. 3. Short. Geiger tipped in good. And needs another timeout. He'll take it. Minnesota led by 10 at the half. They now trail by 12. 4:47 to go. 107-95. This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball. Welcome back to Charlotte, everyone. The Hornets lead by 12, 107-95. And before the timeout taken by Minnesota, J.R. Ryder with the force. And then Glenn Rice burned Minnesota. so many times, but Matt Geiger with the cleanup.
Matt Geiger hustling down the floor and picking up that loose rebound opportunity and cashing in for the Charlotte Hornets.
Back underway. Sam Mitchell in the corner. Out on top to Porter. Gugliotta to JR. Wide open three. Rimming in and out. Mitchell the offensive rebound. Pump fake, and he's fouled by Larry Johnson inside.
Geiger almost wiped out his whole team.
That's not good. The idea is to wipe out the opposition.
Sam Mitchell working hard on the offensive boards, showing the ball fake. Here comes Geiger wiping out 2 or 3 people there.
4:27 to go. Sam looking to have 17 points if he can make both free throws, and misses the first. Free throw numbers tonight. Minnesota averaging 37 a night. Coming in this game at 76%. One more coming up. It will be their 20th of the night, and they're 13 of 20. Not the domination they had last night against the Clippers as Mitchell made the free throw.
This is where the Timberwolves defense must be at its best now.
Gill guarded by Porter. Right in front of Bill Blair on the right side, about 30 feet away. Top of the key right, guarded by Mitchell. Down the lane, Leitner. Leitner partially blocks the shot. Sam with the rebound. Trying to cut it to single figures. Gugliotta. Backdoor pass Porter. Over to Leitner. Layup is good. You can't diagram it any better than that.
Great basketball by the Timberwolves on that play.
107-98. Same sequence for Charlotte. Gill out on top to Rice. Curry in the corner to LJ. Face up on Gugliotta. Jumper from 15. Buried. He's up to 35.
He's been unstoppable all night long.
Mitchell in front court. Leitner bluffs on the three. Now he'll take the 17-footer and make it. Matt Geiger backed away after Christian showed the fake going inside.
They must get some stops on defense now. They can't continue to trade baskets with the Hornets.
Not with 3:15 to go and trailing by 9. Rice to Curry. Back to Johnson. Once again facing up on Gugliotta. Backing away. Same shot, different results. Ryder the rebound. Now Minnesota can cut it to 7. Ryder looking for an open man. He's going to take the 3 himself. No good. Geiger with the rebound. JR,
excuse me, Chad.
Came back, right?
That shot might have came a little too quick.
19 for JR. Yet to score since he came back from the knee injury. And now Alan Bristow is going to call a timeout. 2:47 to go. Charlotte leads 109-100. This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball.
In the NBA, there have been unforgettable stories of true courage and gritty determination. Now, NBA Guts and Glory captures the most inspiring moments in NBA history. Relive it as some of the greatest players of all time triumphantly face their personal challenges and show us the best in sports and themselves. Available wherever NBA videos are sold.
Charlotte 109, Minnesota 100. We'd like to thank Aflac Twin Cities, one of our proud sponsors of Wolves basketball. Close the gaps in your insurance with Aflac. Wolves are trying to close this gap right now of 9 points. And they had a chance. JR would have knocked out the 3 to cut it to 6. Ryder was very good at the end of the second quarter. Going pretty strong in the early stage of the third quarter. Missed about 6-7 minutes when he went down with the knee injury. Obviously is okay enough, determined by the Charlotte doctor and the Wolves medical staff also, to come in the game. And he doesn't seem to be back in the flow since he's come back.
He's kind of lost some rhythm since he hurt himself.
Back underway, inbounds to Rice. They're going to post up Larry Johnson inside. He's double teamed by Gugliotta and Mitchell. A little jail, get it right back from Glenn Rice. Fade away from 14, no good. Rebound to Minnesota. Leitner and Gugliotta had position. This game is still up for grabs. Minnesota needs to continue to play strong defense. Porter, the high screen from Leitner. Christian, step out, try a 3, no good. Geiger the rebound. Actually, it's Kendall Gill with the board. Gugliotta is down at the Minnesota end, so Porter is forced to foul Kendall Gill. I'm not sure if Tom took maybe an inadvertent elbow to the face. He is just inside the lane, left hand on the face, and Chris Palmer is coming out again to take a look at a Minnesota player. The doctor for the Charlotte player is also out there. Charlotte team is out there. This timeout is brought to you by Aflac Twin Cities. Don't let there be a timeout in your insurance. Fill your gaps with Aflac. Call Aflac Twin Cities today at 831-3403. Chris Palmer and the Charlotte Hornets doctor continuing to talk with Tom Gugliotta. It was an inadvertent, was it the elbow trench or maybe the forearm of Sam Mitchell that came right across the face of Tom Gugliotta. The elbow,
yes, right
to the face of Tom Gugliotta from Sam Mitchell, and obviously Sam was just trying to clear some room, and hopefully Googs is okay. He's walking off the floor along with Chris Palmer and Marquise Bragg. Bill Blair asks him if he's okay. And, Tom is going to sit down, and at this point he will be replaced by Sean Rooks.
If Gugliotta can come back and play, I'm sure Bill Blair will get him back in the game very quickly.
Gill makes the first. A reminder, tune into MSC and the Timberwolves Tuesday, December 12th at 6:30 when Minnesota takes on the Atlanta Hawks. All three of us will be there, joined by Tom Hanneman and Trent Tucker. Should be fun on MSC, your Minnesota Timberwolves connection. Gill missed the second. 110, 100. 110, 100, 100, something like that, whatever I was trying to say there. 100, I think I was. Ryder missed the jumper. Rebound to Larry Johnson. 1/1000th, 1/1,000,000, something like that.
1 in 1 million. Oh.
Gill looking to work some clock now with the dribble on the perimeter. Given some room by Terry Porter. In the corner is Glenn Rice. He'll catch it. Ball fake on Leitner. Give it back to Gill. Wide open Burrell. Down the baseline. Up in the air. Loses control. And it goes right to Matt Geiger. And he's fouled on a lousy looking play. But it doesn't matter. He's going to shoot 2 free throws. And Bill Blair will start emptying his bench with 96 seconds to go. He's going to bring in a couple rookies. Mark Davis will come in. So will Marquise Bragg, and he's going to make one more change. Charles Smith is in. Blair realizes they had their opportunity and a couple outside shots. Leitner and Ryder both had threes, which were important. Just as important, though, Trent, stopping the Hornets on offense, and 110 is too much.
Well, anytime you give a team 110 points, your chances of winning are slim. But what Bill Blair is doing here by bringing these young players in the game, I think he's trying to create some defensive intensity, maybe get some steals, get some turnovers, and get some quick scores. He just might be able to get back in this game with 1:36 to go.
You're a very, very optimistic man.
I've seen a lot of strange things happen in this game, like Reggie Miller a year ago in the playoffs.
Yeah, this one would rank right up there because Larry Johnson has sat down. Alan Bristow thinks it's over also. 112, 100. Just want to say one more time, 100.
100.
100. 112, 100. Going over all the inaccurate phonetic pronunciations. And a foul called on Glenn Rice. So the 12-point lead stays there. Minnesota has Garnett, Rooks, Smith, Davis, and Bragg on the floor against Rice, Gill, Geiger, Hancock, and Burrell. Charles Smith playing his 3rd game for Minnesota. Trying to go by Kendall Gill. He goes down the lane. Over Geiger, no good. Rooks has it blocked from behind. Marquise Bragg's going to get an opportunity. Throwing one up. Looking for a foul, and he'll get it. And Marquise to the free throw line.
Bragg can make these 2 free throws. You just might see full court pressure from the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I think you'll see a little bit of pressure inside. When you have the young players out there, you might as well push them and see what they can do in some different situations. Free throw missed by Bragg. Marquise, one more coming. Del Curry back in. Wanted to get the better free throw shooter on the floor. Marquise made the second. And it's just going to be man-on-man pressure in backcourt. Blair is called off the Dogs here tonight. 60 seconds to go. Scott Burrell. Guarded by the rookie Marquise Pride. Len Rice to Gill. Guarded by Charles Smith. 3 Minnesota players come over for the help out, and Kevin Garnett knocks it out of bounds.
Good hustle by the Timberwolves. Still fighting to the end.
Shot clock is at 4. 50.7 to go. Looks like Minnesota's 2-game winning streak will come to an end. Minnesota came into tonight's game looking for their 5th win of the season. Curry shot blocked out of bounds by Garnett once again. And Kevin's smiling. He's enjoying this. And Del Curry saying, why am I still in the game now? I've got this kid playing so hard, and I'm just looking ahead to the end of this night. They throw it away. Charlotte does on the inbounds. Garnett down court to Mark Davis. Off the glass, good. With 41 seconds to go, Mark Davis is on the board.
That ball fake has been very effective tonight.
By just about everybody.
Yes.
Even in garbage time, it works.
It's working.
30 seconds to go. Charlotte with the win will improve to 9 and 11. The Wolves with the loss will drop to 5 and 12. Glenn Rice from 20. No good. Marquise Bragg the rebound. Outlet to Smith. Down court Garnett. Reverse slam for Kevin Garnett.
Real showtime by Kevin Garnett.
As we've seen of late, whether it's a blowout win or a blowout loss, Davis and Garnett are fun at the end of games. Now Mark Davis with the obvious goaltending. It was almost in the cylinder when Mark Davis knocked that one away.
He said, get that stuff out of here, Geiger.
Under 10 seconds to go. 114, 105. How about this? Sean Rooks a 3 at the end. He'll make it.
Are you kidding me?
114, 108. The Charlotte Hornets win their 9th. The Wolves drop their 12th. This is Minnesota Timberwolves basketball.
Check this out.